Hello, my lovely people. Welcome to Care December. I am Kasia Avery, the creator and the host of Care December, and I'm so super happy to see you here. I think, it's a great opportunity to take care of our mental well-being, and to discover and explore the most freeing and joyful form of art that art journaling is. At least that's my opinion. Obviously, that's not necessarily everyone else's opinion, but I'm pretty sure 99% sure this is the best form of art out there. The reason why I create Care December every year and why we make it free so everyone can join and as many people as possible can join is because somehow magically in December I always feel the most overwhelmed, the most stressed, anxious. It's first of all the festive season, obviously, so there's a lot of pressure or expectations, and we have to go out to people and see people, and as beautiful as it is, it can come with its own load of stress. We're supposed to buy stuff, we're supposed to spend money right now, sales, Black Fridays, end of the year sales. It's a lot going on in my inbox right now. And also at the end of the year, we're supposed to make these summaries, we're supposed to set goals for the new year. The goal's supposed to be ambitious, and to me, that can feel sometimes like it's quite a lot. And as a society, I think we value being busy, and December is really, really busy. We value being busy so much that I think we find it hard to find time for our mental well-being, for self-care, for making sure we feel good with ourselves. So it's also, for me, easy to escape into television or some eating habits or other things that aren't necessarily beneficial to me, aren't beneficial at all, and make me feel guilty. So I found a few years ago that a way for me to deal with those stressful moments in December and in at any time of the year, really, whenever, is by really being mindful and doing our journaling intuitively. Now, you probably hear mindfulness a lot everywhere, and self-care most importantly, but I want to point out that I really care about this offering. I really want it to be very honest and very real and very actionable is a good word here, so you can try these mindful things yourself, can include self-care in your daily life. And the self-care that I'm presenting you here is way beyond, bath bombs and getting yourself a bar of chocolate. I mean, this is in my opinion, is really what helps me, is the real self-care that makes you feel nourished, if you know what I mean, makes you feel good and helps you be in the moment and really, truly start feeling good with yourself. And if we feel good about ourselves, if we love ourselves and take care of ourselves, then we can truly love and take care of our close people around us, and we can be there for them as well. So I think it all goes together very, very much. And just like I did, thanks to intuitive art journaling and mindfulness, I hope you too will be able to reclaim your freedom, reclaim your peace, reclaim your joy, say stop to all these pressures from the society, and really look into yourself and be in the moment and spread the love, and see how that feels. So that's it if it's about my why. I hope it will resonate with you. Now, let me explain to you how technically Care December works. Inside this classroom, a new lesson video is going to be published, and that's in early morning hours, like UK time, I think. So when you wake up, it should be there. Or if you're in Australia, right before you go to sleep. And in every video will have 3 parts to it. First segment will be me talking to you just like I am right now, introducing you to the prompt and telling you maybe sometimes a little bit about my own, story, so you can see how you can relate, how you can use that for yourself. And then there is going to be like a 2 minute or 1 minute nature clip. And this is something new we're including this year because, I have this one memory when I was a teenager and I was going through a pretty stressful patch. And we had this channel on television, which was Zen TV or something like that. And I had no idea then about meditation, mindfulness, anything like that, right? Self-care. I was a teenager, right? I had my own stuff going on. But there was this Zen TV that I would put on, sometimes accidentally, and they had these shots of like a lake or a rain pouring down the something. And it always seemed extremely relaxing to me. I could just sit there for like 2 minutes, watch it, just stare at it, at this shot that's, pretty static. And it just felt so good. And I remembered that recently. And I thought, I would like to include that in Care December. You can watch it and either practice mindfulness or really watch it, look at what you're seeing with a very conscious and aware mind. So focusing on that picture or listening to the sound, which is going to be there as well. Or you'll have those 2 minutes already to start thinking about the prompt that I've explained in the previous segment. So, just like a moment of peace, which is quite hard to get in our busy life, I think. So just 2 minutes, but it can be pretty nice. You can do some breathing exercises as well during that. Sometimes I will suggest something with some prompts. And after that, we're going to have my sped up or journaling process. Sped up, but not too sped up. My intuitive daily or journaling in my junk journal. So that's not going to be a tutorial. And I really want to make it clear that this is not a technique lessons or anything like that. You can absolutely copy my stuff, but this is not about results. And this is the most important part of intuitive or journaling, that we treat it as a process. We focus on the process part rather than on the outcome. We do not plan the outcome. So don't whiz through my process video to see how it ends and if you want to do it or not. No, just watch it, treat it as inspiration, maybe take a few steps from it and just do it yourself in your journal. Whether you like my end result or not, it really doesn't matter. Our biggest course that we do as Everything Art is called Wanderlust, and that's a year-long course in mixed media or journaling, and it's significantly different from Care December when it comes to the or journaling process part, because on Wanderlust the lessons are really well structured and there is a lot of learning and techniques, and it is an absolutely 100% step-by-step process explained very well by either me or your other teachers. This is intuitive or journaling. On Wanderlust we also include self-care, quite a lot, but this is intuitive or journaling on Care December. So it's important you treat it as a starting point for yourself, not an end result to which you should, try and get. Now you're watching this video and it maybe sounds like, oh, she's very chatty. There's gonna be a lot to watch every day. A lot of supply is gonna be used. Will I actually have time for it? Probably not. So I just want to tell you, yes, you will have time. You will. If you make that time, you will find time. Your time is not gonna suddenly magically appear and there will be a block of, free space in your day if you don't make effort to find it. If you are busy, if you have like family or you work or you take care of other people, you deserve it so much. If you're not busy, if maybe you're retired, you have a lot of spare time on your hands, you deserve it so much, because you need to find the right way of using your time, right? So find time. You don't need long. We will try and make sure that every video is not longer than like 10 or 15 minutes. There might be some that are much shorter and some that are just a little bit longer, but you should be able to just watch every video and do 10 minutes of our journaling, after that. And that will be honestly like the best gift for me, because I believe that it's far more important to do just a little bit of something for your well-being and for your creativity every day, even 5 minutes, rather than a big painting session once a year or once a month, right? Regular and small doses, that's just beautiful, and it can do wonders to your well-being. Okay, so the first thing that you're going to need is an art journal or a book to work in. If you're short on time, I would really recommend you just get something not too expensive from like your stationery shop, like a little notebook that's got, medium good paper, like a notebook, so it doesn't have to be very posh. And use that for those spreads, or make your own with me. Now, I believe that what's much more important is that you actually do those pages every day rather than spend hours on creating your new journal from scratch, and you think it's so perfect and so good that you're gonna have that kind of a block before you'll be able to put your first mark in it, and you'll end up not doing anything inside because you'll feel quite precious about it, and maybe kind of your energy will feel like spent because you spent so much time on creating it. So just think about it. Think of how you usually do these things. What is your pattern, right? And if you think that a ready-made cheapish book from a stationery shop will actually help you do those pages every day, then absolutely go for it. You could jazz it up by gluing some pretty papers inside, just have like 10 minutes of gluing down some collage papers to make it a bit more interesting, but not necessarily. Well, I am working this year in a junk journal I made myself. It doesn't have anything on its covers yet, but I probably will do something at the end of this offering. And my art journal is really, really simple. It is stitched this year, but every year before this year, I used to just put all pages together and tie a little string or a ribbon on its spine just to hold them together. If you'd like to create a simple book with me, then you'll need some hardcovers, so I just grabbed a few vintage books. It doesn't have to be anything posh, and sometimes having something not too precious is actually more encouraging. So once you've chosen your book, you need to cut the pages out without cutting through the covers and through the spine. So just be careful here, be patient, and do it slowly, ideally with a sharp knife. Take the pages out and you can save them for one of your future projects. You will need one of those double spreads to use as a template to cut your papers with. So the papers that will go inside cannot be bigger than the paper that was originally in your covers, obviously. They can be smaller, but shouldn't be bigger because then they will stick out. And I choose all sorts of papers for inside my book. You will need at least 21 spreads, double spreads. So you want probably, minimum of 12 pieces of paper, and you fold each in half twice just to make sure it's well done, and then you will put them all together. So like I said, I choose all sorts of papers: plain, blank, printed, painted, shiny, matte, thin, thick. I think the more variety you have, the more interesting it's going to be to work in your book, and it's going to feel more inspiring. So you could use all sorts of leaflets, tickets, envelopes, and then put them all together like I do on the video, in the right order that you want them in. And if you don't get it right, don't worry, you can change it later. Fold them in half, put them inside your cover, make sure they kind of fit. You could still cut them, make them smaller a little bit, but once they're good, you can put a piece of ribbon or a piece of string through them and tie them on the outside of your cover. And that's it. Your very simple junk journal is ready. The good thing about this kind of art journal is that you can take out pages and add pages, and this art journal can change and transform, and it can accommodate whatever the needs that you have. But this year I decided to make myself a stitched junk journal, which is, something really easy to do as well. And if you'd like to also do it, please watch one of my YouTube videos where I show step by step how to do it. It's really in depth, so I'm choosing papers and there's all sorts of details. So if you have that little bit of extra time, this may be the one to go for. And 3 more things I need to tell you, I need you to know. First of all, remember, intuitive process is about responding to what is happening on your substrate, in your art journal, on your canvas, or whatever. It's about responding to it rather than planning the result. Now, this may be difficult because at school we're taught that we need to strive for perfection. Results matter. Results are the most important. In intuitive art journaling, results are the least important. So your things, and that brings me to the second thing, may not be always, your results may not always be Instagrammable. You might not feel like, oh yeah, let's show it off, and that is fine. I think that in fact indicates that you really went for it in the process. You were present, you were in it, and that you managed to let go of that, that need for perfection. I would say this is going to be a big step and very, very important step. But at the same time, if you feel like sharing, we would love you to share. Use the Care December hashtag so others can see, because this offering is free, because we want as many people as possible to join in. Please share the word. Please spread it amongst your friends and family. Let them know that we're doing this, because this can be used by anyone and it can be really, really good for the soul, brain, mind, body, your whole daily art practice, even if you don't have one yet. This year, as in previous years, we're raising money for charity as well, because giving and, doing something for others, in my opinion, is always an important part of self-care. It has to be the right balance, obviously, and we will talk about it on our offering. But given, if you can give to others, is beautiful and is priceless, and especially those in need. So I know the year has been very, very tough, not just this year, previous years. So it's understandable if you cannot afford to support our fundraiser for Action Against Hunger this year. But if you can, just a little bit, please, 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 please do it. I think the minimal donation is $5 or £5. Not sure. I'll have to check. But even those $5 or £5 will make a difference and will contribute and will help in some way. And that's just beautiful. Having said that, if you can't contribute, please still remember we absolutely love you and we want you here, and you can do something else for me. You can share the info about Care December with your friends and family so they can join too, and maybe they can donate. And one more thing, because I know this question will come up, so if it does, I will know you didn't watch this video. No page has to ever be finished, because I know the question will be, how do I know when my page is finished, right? So with intuitive art journaling, there is no right or wrong, and you're supposed to be in the moment, right? Respond to what's happening. So if you feel like, I'm finished, I don't want to work on this spread anymore, then that's it. It means it's finished. You can close your journal or move on to the next page. Or if you can ask yourself a question, do I want to work on this? And the answer is yes, I want to work on this a little more, then it means it's not finished, right? So you just listen to yourself. Don't worry about the end result. It's really, really not important. Okay, I think I've covered everything now. Mostly, roughly. I know I get a little chatty when I get excited and I want to explain a lot to you, because I want you to, approach it with the right mindset. But I promise that on my daily prompts I will be slower and there will be not that much talking, not that much intense talking. Around this time of the year, when we run Care December, we also lower the price of Wanderlust 23. So if you'd like to join us, if you think that you'd like to extend this art practice to last you for a whole 2023, for a whole year, then definitely read more about Wanderlust 23, following the link underneath this video. The price is lower, and Wanderlust is basically year-long mixed media course in our journaling, you get a weekly video lesson from a different teacher. I hosted, so there's a lot of my lessons, but there's some brilliant other teachers that make it a really wholesome and full and varied experience. And we have a lot of self-care in 2020 through have like a mini weekly challenge, just to take care of your well-being. So just read on, just find out a little bit more about it if you're interested. And I would love to see you in the classroom, because that's what I will be doing after Care December is finished. That's where I'll be after Care December is finished. Okay, get your journals ready, people. Get your supplies. Chillax, relax. Clean up your space. We will soon start Care December. Thank you very much for watching this.